Hi, I'm Katie McNamara, and I'm entering the Siblings of Autism Scholarship Video Contest. This is my twin brother, Brian. He has autism, pervasive developmental disorder to be specific, and he's much more than just my brother. He's my twin. He's my best friend. He's my motivation. He's my inspiration. He's a factor to who I am. Because of him, I'm destined to be a psychologist one day. I want to help others with various diagnoses. I want to make a difference. Well, Brian's taught me a lot, and his autism is truly a gift because it's taught me these main things. Kindness. Yes, being kind is much more than being nice. It's being empathetic. It's understanding others. Yes, the world is full of different people. There's neurotypicals. There's people on the spectrum. There's people with other diagnoses. A lot of the time, people just look at people and they go, they're this, they're that. Well, everyone has emotions and feelings. And because of Brian, I've learned to understand everyone, no matter who they are. I don't hesitate to learn more about them. If they're high functioning, I want to know who they are. If they're low functioning, I want to know who they are. Everyone's a person. And because of Brian, I've had the opportunity to understand that. It's important to me to get to know others for who they are, much more than just their diagnosis. And just because they have a diagnosis, that doesn't just make them who they are. Inside, we're all people and we all have emotions and feelings, and just because of how we express them, it doesn't mean we're not capable of showing it. And taking the time to get to know somebody, no matter what they have, is important because you have to get to know people in order to understand yourself. As long as you just label people, you don't really know who they are. And that's where empathy is an important key to my life. Because of Brian, I've had the opportunity to acquire kindness to all people. We all matter. Number 2, autism has taught me that I know who I am. I know I want to be a psychologist. I know I want to help others. I know I want to make a difference. I want to help families the way that my family's been supported. When I was in about 5th or 6th grade, my life changed. Brian went into a residential school. He no longer resides at my house. That was really hard at first, but it taught me acceptance. It taught me to understand that because Brian isn't here, it doesn't mean that I should pity myself. Because Brian is where he is, I've had the opportunity to discuss with teachers, psychologists, ABA therapists, all different people. I've gotten to understand why Brian has the behaviors he has and how I can impact his life. I've learned all about ABA, Applied Behavioral Analysis, which is a teaching methodology used for various autistic people. It basically helps understand their behavior, and you learn about the antecedent, which is what happens prior to the behavior, like what triggered the behavior and why it happened. If Brian hadn't went into residential school, I wouldn't have known any of this. And much more, I probably wouldn't have known what career path I wanted to be in. Being around these teachers weekly had helped me realize that I want to be a part of others' lives the way they've been a part of Brian's. If Brian wasn't autistic, I would have never known that. I probably wouldn't have even known who I was. Brian taught me who I am and why I want to make a difference. But there's much more. He's taught me to never give up. Every little thing that people might have thought Brian wouldn't have conquered, he did. He eventually spoke. He eventually socialized. His not so best behaviors eventually diminished. No longer is Brian as aggressive as he used to be. Brian's able to now go to functions without panicking or having moments, meltdowns, or aggressive moments. Brian's truly made a lot of progress. And seeing him make that much progress has helped me realize that I can do anything. I can conquer anything. Any difficulty I've had, which I've had many myself, I acquire learning struggles and things don't come easy to me. But because of Brian, I realized that I have to keep going, whether it's at school, work, socially. I can't just give up. But if I didn't see Brian go through some of the struggles he had, I would have never known that. For instance, this year, I just graduated high school, and I got the greatest gift of all. Brian was able to attend. Years ago, Brian wouldn't have been able to been in a crowd without having a single moment. Seeing Brian happy in the audience truly made it meaningful when I crossed the stage. I knew my greatest supporter was out there, and he was happy. Seeing a smile cross his face as I went across the stage meant more to me than anything. And the best part was after I got the greatest surprise. He came up to me and gave me flowers. Years ago, he probably would have never been able to express that. You know what it meant to have my brother walk up to me and give me flowers? It meant the world. There were times when he wouldn't have been able to even sit in a crowd or be around a lot of people. Brian taught me that you can do anything if you put your mind to it. Autism's truly been a gift to me. Not just Brian, but everyone I've met who has autism has affected me. But Brian is the reason I know who I am. And I'm happy that I've had the opportunity to have autism a part of my life. It's gave me acceptance, kindness, and it's helped me figure out who I am and why I want to further into the career path of helping others who acquire an autism diagnosis. Well, I hope you consider me for the scholarship. It would mean more than anything.